Good day, everyone, and welcome to our first ever webinar for 2024, Safetica's 2024 Outlook and Product Insights. My name is Anna Milan. I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Safetica, and today I am joined by my colleagues, Jan Lakatosh, Head of Product, and Regional Sales Director, Lubosh Milan, and we will show you or share with you some very exciting information from product insights, our new product positioning, some we will also show you a demo of where our product is at the moment, and of course updates on our partner program. We also have very big announcements coming to you in this webinar. And to start off and to kickstart this webinar with the first big new announcement, I am very thrilled to welcome and introduce to you Safetica's new Chief Executive Officer, Mira Kren, and he has shared or has prepared for us a few words.
Hey guys, my name is Mirek Kren, and I'm a new CEO of Safetica. And I'm really thrilled to meet you all on today's webinar, and not only on that, but all the way for the remainder of the year and for the future coming months and years. First and foremost, Happy New Year to all of you guys, and let's make this year just one little piece better than the one before. Before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about myself and my goals for Safetica, and then we get on to the exciting stuff, which is the big announcement we have ready for you guys. I've been doing tech for a lot of time. I think the scary number is 20 plus. I've been tinkering with computers for pretty much most of my adult life or even before. Yeah, I was excited to see an opportunity with Safetica. I have a background in different security companies and products, Flowmon, Carrier Technologies, where I spent most of my life. And there's a lot of similarities. I believe a lot of synergies as well between different companies. I believe I can apply a lot of the knowledge, a lot of what I've learned here at Safetica, and make Safetica even more successful than it has been so far. And yeah, as I said, it's a great pleasure for me to be here. And a few things probably that I want to make sure that we are all on the same page. Me joining a company, it's more of a evolution, not revolution. We're going to stick to the directions we've been doing or taking in the past few months and years. Things that are really important and close to my heart are, you can probably summarize it around loyalty, automation in general. I think these days probably use words like AI and machine learning. And one thing that we definitely want to be stepping up at just US-led growth on our penetration of the US market. That's probably one of the areas where Safetica is not be as strong as we would have hoped for, but that can change really quickly. And I think we have the right people, right partners, right product for us to do better and dominate the market as well. As I said, this is no revolution. We will be continuing a lot of things we've been doing. Company is, some of the key principles that we really value at Safetica are around our partners and customers. We do listen to what customers say and trying to respond. The product we make are the products that people rely on, their security and their satisfaction, their ability to understand the value of the product is really important, that it's really changing. One thing, and I think we've been doing a really good job in that field in the field of innovation, is that DLP market has been around for a long time, and went through ups and downs. I think it was really important when with the rise of the internet and a lot of the new technologies, then it went through its own downtime. And I think we are just going through a renaissance for DLP or DLP-like technologies, simply because there is going to be more data and more data that you don't have a direct control over. So innovation is really key to stay on the edge of the marketplace. So I think we're doing that. And I think that's great because the last one, the transparency, is really great because that's something that myself and Safetica have in common. I believe in transparent relationship. I've believed in transparent communication. There is nothing to hide. We are always very upfront about our plans, even issues and bugs. So I think good communication back and forth makes a great relationship. That probably applies both to personal and professional lives. And that's not gonna change. We're probably gonna be building on the foundation of all the partnership we have together, guys. And just carry on with something that's new, and that's probably truly revolutionary. That's the only exception to what I just said, which is today we are introducing our new product, Safetica One, as a single product. We are merging Safetica Next, Safetica One into a single product. We're gonna make it super easy. We're simplifying the price list. It's going to be available in the cloud, so deployment is going to be cut significantly. So there's a lot of things, a lot of exciting stuff that my team is going to share in the slides to come. They know a lot more about it. So hey guys, again, Happy New Year. I hope that this is going to be a better year, and let's get excited about Safetica One and the product unification process, that project that we put together.
Thank you, Mirek. So yes, two big news: a new CEO and a unified product coming in 2024. But before we show you what this new product is all about, I wanted to take a step back and really understand the kind of thinking, the research, the conversations that we've had to come up with this, with this new initiative and to really join our product portfolio. So let's look at the catalyst for change, a look at key drivers in the DLP market. And the first one is really looking at the DLP market and its growth. And we've seen a continuous growth in this space year on year. In fact, we've seen 22, 23% increase, whether it's Mordor Intelligence, whether it's other marketing research agencies. And we want to seize that business opportunity. We want to be able to grow at the same rate or even faster than the DLP market. And what are the drivers of this growth? Let's then take a look. The first one would be the rise of cost of a data breach. In fact, according to the IBM cost of a data breach report in 2023, the global average cost for a data breach was $4.4 million. It's 15% more than in 2020. And it's a growing number across a lot of reports. But what I want to highlight in this slide is that in response to this rising cost of data breach, 51% of organizations are planning to increase their cybersecurity spending this year. DLP, or making sure that sensitive data is secure, is now becoming a must-have for a lot of organizations. Another factor that we want to look at is the human element of data security. We cannot discount the fact that employees need training, employees need cybersecurity awareness. We also need to look at even our trusted employees make mistakes when securing or when using data. And of course, there are malicious actions that need to be acknowledged. Over the past 2 years, insider threats have increased dramatically. And you see in this slide, 56% of insider-related incidents are caused by a negligent employee. And one of the things that we've really seen that affected this kind of change or affected this risk within organizations is that the change in work environments. Post-pandemic, we've seen that a lot of organizations are now catering to remote or hybrid work. And this has led to the increased risks of accidental exposure. And this is expected to growth for a full-time remote work will be doubling from 30% to 65% over the next 5 years. And so now we're really looking at not just sensitive data, but also employee behavior, risks within within the industry, within the organization. And in fact, when we had the opportunity to talk to Gartner analysts late last year, even analysts or Gartner analysts have seen the shift. Um, they're seeing the shift between not just looking at DLP and DLP controls, but also having visibility into insiders and employee behavior. We've seen that the DLP market has been saturated with traditional, very content-heavy DLP solutions that may not already cater to the kind of environment that most organizations have. And this is why in the recent market guide for DLP that Gartner published, they are recommending to invest in a DLP solution that offers data protection covering both content and context inspection capabilities, and at the same time with a focus on identifying and managing insider risk. In the same way, here in Safetica, we did a validation exercise where we created a partner survey distributed globally. And in fact, 91% of our survey respondents, Safetica partners who are there in the field, talking to customers, talking to businesses, and they've validated that 91% indicated that preventing insider threats and identifying high-risk employees is very important among businesses nowadays. And then, of course, the fourth and definitely not the least insight or trend that we're seeing is a changing cloud landscape. Over the last few years, there has been a big jump in public cloud usage. Organizations store about 61% of sensitive data in the public cloud. And while in 2019 there were 20 an average of 20 public cloud services, in 2023 there is now 30 public cloud services that are being used in organizations. And one thing that I want to point out here in addition is that while organizations now are storing a lot of data in the cloud, there's also a shift in the preference in cloud-powered data protection services. So not only preference into where data is stored, which is in the cloud, but also a shift in preference with regards to having cloud-powered data protection services. And so with that, looking into all these factors and looking into all these insights, we want to seize the business opportunity, really grow as fast as the DLP market or even faster. We want to adapt to the threat landscape, not only looking at sensitive data, but also looking at the users of data. Of course, harnessing analyst insights, making sure that we have our customer and partner feedback top of mind, and of course, ultimately meeting market demands. And so we, Safetica, our company, we brought this together to make this strategic product decision to unify our product portfolio in 2024, as Mirek rightfully announced. We are starting early access this month, and the unified product will be publicly made available in April 2024. So what does that mean? What's the impact, and what is the goal of this product unification? So as Mirek mentioned, we are merging all our products into one, which we are still calling Safetica ONE. And if there are two words that best describe this initiative, I would use the words strengthen and simplifying. And why is that? We are strengthening our product by unifying or merging together the best features of now or of our current product portfolio, of our current products, Safetica ONE and Safetica Next. But we are simplifying our ability to innovate because there's one product to focus on. We're reducing duplication of efforts in development, support, and maintenance. We are simplifying our deployment process because with one product, we're just giving our customers flexible deployment options so they can either deploy the product in the cloud or on premises. But we're strengthening our protective measures because we're not only protecting data in the endpoint, we're also including cloud data protection. And last but not the least, we are simplifying it for the buyer. We're making it easier for them to decide on which product to buy because there's just one product. but we're strengthening the skills of our sales teams, of our partners, again, because there's just one product to master, features to understand, and really one product to offer to our customers. And so one of the, with all these things, simplifying and strengthening, we also are trying to reinforce our position as both a DLP and insider risk management solution. I think one of the challenges we've had when we had two products was, we're trying to position both differently. But now we want to reinforce what we really offer. We want to make sure that our differentiators truly makes us special, truly makes, or truly convinces our prospective customers to choose Safetica ONE as the DLP and insider risk management solution for their company. So what does this mean? DLP being enhanced by insider risk management. It means that we are not only focusing on the what, but also on the who and the how. Secondly, while DLP helps us create policies, it's not only about creating rules and policies, but again, it's really going back and looking at the user, the employees, and making sure that they are educated, that they know that we foster data security awareness, and that they are following the policies of the company. Excuse me. Thirdly, we do not only look at data and how it moves across platforms, but we also monitor how employees use the data, as well as how they spend their working hours. So it's, again, mixing security and employee productivity. And then lastly, if DLP was more a reactive approach, we do not only react to incidents, but then we're taking a proactive approach by making sure that we're mitigating risks, stopping breaches, and stopping leaks even before they happen. So merging the two, or converging the two, is really taking the good from from DLP and the good from insider risk management and putting them into a single product we call Safetica ONE. And so Safetica ONE, if I may summarize, is an integrated DLP and insider risk solution, which helps companies identify, classify, and protect sensitive data. So that's the DLP portion, as well as detect, analyze, and mitigate risk posed by insiders within the organization. And so before I move on and turn over to Yanko, I would want to focus on this slide, because this is really is an attempt to try to differentiate ourselves across the many competitors that we see now in the market. And you will see here three things, right? Like, which you've probably seen over time and time again, where, one, we try to detect sensitive data. Detecting and data visibility is key to data protection. Two, it's mitigating risk. And three, it's making sure that we enforce policies. But what we're trying to do is really take it a step higher and making sure that we differentiate, that we're stronger, we're more accurate in terms of detecting data, in terms of detecting insider risk with this new product. And so the first one is detecting sensitive data, yes, but more accurately identifying sensitive data. Why and how? Because we're combining content inspection and context awareness. So with Safetica Unified Data Classification, we can detect and protect data based not only on content, but also origin, file type, and even third-party classifications. And we're doing this because we've realized that a lot of sensitive data now don't even contain recognizable words or patterns. Some are drawings, some are codes, some don't even don't even have text content at all. And so with unified Safetica unified classification, we reduce false positives because we're mixing both content and context awareness. Secondly is more accurately spotting insider risk. And it's really, looking at user intent, understanding the user of data. One of my favorite quotes or insights from Gartner is that they were saying, data doesn't lose itself, right? It's really the users, it's the employees who use the data. And having insight and visibility into their behavior helps us mitigate the risk that they can pose. And again, it's really taking a proactive approach into protecting data. And this is really where, with Safetica Unified Classification, you have accuracy, but with inside the risk or inside risk management, this is where accuracy meets insight, understanding user intent. And while both really gives us a broad and deep contextual visibility to protecting data, we do not stop there. We want to ensure that we have an enforcement arm. So we want to make it easier for our IT admins, for our security teams to easily enforce policies and investigate incidents. And I know that Safetica has been, has this reputation of being, protection of providing or making protection easy, of providing a better user experience. And we are reinforcing and we're even enhancing that with Safetica One, with a intuitive user interface. And Jan will show you, how we've changed the menu, how we really put the user in mind when we've designed this new product. As I've mentioned earlier, we have simplified our deployment process with one product. You can already with one product, you can deploy both on-prem and in the cloud. And of course, we've made sure that setting it up would be fast and easy with predefined policies. And with that, again, it's going back to my messaging of strengthening and simplifying. So we're strengthening our ability to detect data, to detect risk, but also we're simplifying the way, IT managers, security teams can enforce these policies. So this is really where control meets simplicity. And with that, I turn you over to Yanko to show you what I'm talking about and to show you how these key differentiators reflect in our product. So on to you, Jan.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Anna, for the nice intro. So hello again after a year. A year ago, we were here trying to show you the new product, which was at the time called Safetica 11. Today, we are speaking about Safetica One, which is an evolution of Safetica 11, and it's an evolution of the product which actually changes it and also brings it to cloud. So without further ado, I will definitely show you the product in action. But to highlight a couple of things, please take a look at the slides, because what you will see on the product today is already available to you. You can either try it in our Safetica HUB, which is a primary place for managing Safetica Next environments, or so it was. But today, it's also the home of our cloud version for Safetica One. And in your Safetica hubs already today, you can deploy the product and start playing with it. Or if you prefer the on-prem version, this is something not new, but you can download the latest version of the on-prem installer from the URL you can see on the screen. We will definitely share it also after the webinars. And it's basically the same product. So either you try it on cloud or on the on-prem, it will be the same product. There are a couple of technical features differentiating themselves right now, but those are things that we will be ironing out very shortly. So with this, let's jump to the product. And I'll just switch my screen to this virtual environment where I have Safetica One running as an on-premises version. So what you can see on the screen for now is the on-premises version. Here, I just want to recap what it is capable of already and what are the changes that we've done to it in the past year, because there have been many new additions and improvements that are worth highlighting. So the product, again, starts with the data records, where you can see the state of your company from data operation point of view. You can see that even my presentation for today got flagged here. It was scanned by our solution. You can see that I was transferring it. And also the keyword Safetica was found in it, obviously. So it was flagged for sensitive information. But also let's take a look at some other examples where we will see more rich data classification. Let's sort the files to see those that actually include some sensitive information. Let's say this zip archive, which included quite a lot of sensitive data. And you can see that there were several files in the zip file, and all of them included certain sensitive information. I can very easily browse them and identify what was happening and whether the file was a problem or it wasn't. The view for data operations is very flexible. You can apply filters, let's say, to see all those actions that were blocked or notified to users. I can group the records by anything I like, let's say by the users, and I can see easily that Nikki is the most suspicious person doing the majority of file operations in my company, and I can browse the file operations through the point of view of many users. Again, this view very flexible. Not many additions here, but I believe we've optimized the way customers are using the solution, and it's definitely changed a lot since we introduced it last February. Very similarly works the application view, which gives you a glimpse at the company from the standpoint of application activity. So you can easily see what kind of applications are used in your environment every day, whether the activity is increasing or decreasing. And for every application that you see in the list, you can easily see who are the active users, how much time they spend in the application, or in case you want to do a deep dive, you can even switch to this per user view, which gives you a glimpse of specific users and how their day looks like. Let's say Rebecca is a big gamer. You can see spending a lot of time in World of Tanks, but I can compare it to other users and obviously see different data for everybody. In very similar vein works the websites view, where you see the web activity. Today, much of my work personally happens on websites and web services, so I'm not using desktop applications that much. So this would be a more important view for myself personally, where again, I can easily see who's using Dropbox, for instance, or who's using Facebook. And I can do again a deep dive and check individual users and see what they are spending time on the websites. Again, these are not new views, but optimizations did happen. But what we did bring last year were reports, because reports were the most missing feature when we introduced the Safetica 11 product last year. And now we have a very flexible view how to customize reports. So let's create a custom report. And I can include data security information about outgoing files and how they are leaving my company, about all kinds of incidents. I can have a raw list of all data flow operations to check offline, to deliver it to my email. I can download the spreadsheet and work with the spreadsheet instead of working in the application. There is a way to see the status of protected devices, whether they are up to date, whether they are working okay or are reporting errors. And finally, we also have the security audits that you are all used to from the products Safetica 10 and Safetica Next. So I can get a very good glimpse at my organization, get recommendations of what's missing or how I should improve my security. And it's all provided in a Word document that you can edit and then hand over to a customer. And again, if I'm creating a regular report, I can choose how often I want to get it. Let's say I want to get it monthly, maybe on the 1st of February. Let's keep it in English for the entire company. And I will send this to myself. Oh, sorry, I have a Czech keyboard. So Safetica.com. And with this, I can just easily save the report. If I want to get it immediately, I can just click the button and receive it on my email in a few moments. I will not show you the reports today because it would take quite a lot of time, but we are having a technical session in 2 weeks where you are invited, and we will do a more deep dive of the product operations, and we will answer all unanswered questions there. So for now, I will just move on, but wanted to share that we have very customizable reports already. If we keep going, there is the behavior section where I can do a very deep dive into raw logs and check activity per seconds every second of the day if I'm looking for a specific information. Here you can see my user presenting the webinars and showing in Microsoft Edge all the things that we have new in the product, so you can see a lot of activity here. If I switch maybe to last week, we would see different kind of information about other users. Same for web activity. These are raw logs that allow me to do a deep dive. Same for email activity. Under workspace, just to recap, we have a new version of our historical zones. So this is a view where you can easily categorize what's okay and what's not okay from the point of where data are sent. And on the screen, you can see an example which is applicable to our own company. So you can see that uploading to Safetica.com is safe and okay. Sending emails to @safetica.com email addresses is okay. And again, uploading attachments to Outlook is okay because it's our choice of email application. So this is fine. What is untrusted is definitely Gmail. If someone attaches a file to Gmail, that's a potential data leak. If I want to stop it, I can just easily go to protection, create a new policy to block Gmail uploads, and I will just keep this as web upload is blocked except for safe destinations. This is okay, and with this simple policy, I can just turn on blocking for everything that is not specified here. So these will be allowed for uploads, and these will not be allowed for upload anymore. Very easy, very, very logical. What you can see here is not only data policies, which are basically the heart of our DLP, but we also have application and website policies, which allow you to either allow or block certain activities in the company. Again, if you consider Safetica 10, this is nothing new, but if you consider Safetica Next, our cloud solution so far, it never had this opportunity to block things. So now this is coming to our cloud customers. If they want to block activity other than data activity, they can now do that with Safetica ONE in cloud. And same applies for data classification. Not much change since last year. We just added new things and improved the behavior. But the classification is very powerful. It allows you to combine content, context, file type, third party, and you can create very granular and very detailed combinations, which again was previously possible in Safetica 11, but was not ever possible in Safetica Next. So if you had Safetica Next customers, they were asking about context classification or some more advanced use cases to granularize their configuration. With Safetica ONE, they can finally achieve that. So again, great addition to our cloud offering. The users and devices parts are pretty straightforward, so they are meant for managing users, managing devices. And finally, one thing that we also added half a year ago is our new integration with Microsoft 365, which allows you to include cloud operations with files and with email in our audit and to protect them. So this is actually introducing more use cases to Safetica, which are not covered by our endpoint agents, but are happening on mobile devices, bring your own devices, or home devices, or when people work from web. Because me personally, even the presentation we are showing you today, I was editing it in my browser. It rarely touched my desktop endpoint. And these kind of operations are invisible for the endpoints. So now we can cover them from the side of the cloud. So we have a very easy setting that allows you to configure the integration in a few moments. You just click continue with this wizard. You authenticate with the administrator account that has access to your Microsoft Azure tenant. You give the appropriate permissions, and after that, the configuration is done. I won't do that because it would break. My account is actually connected to a different environment, so this wouldn't work. But if you want to try it, feel free. It's just a couple of moments and you are set up. So this is the on-premises version. If you haven't seen it for a while, I hope the quick review helped you refresh the memories and maybe even introduce some new things to you. If you've been following Safetica 11 for the past few months, probably nothing new. But what might be new is hidden in this second tab, which is actually the cloud version. So if you notice, it looks slightly different. It's actually newer than the on-premises version here. So you can see our new navigational menu, which we reordered a little bit to make it more flexible as we are adding new features. We also had your user feedback, so we tried to accommodate a couple of things that were a problem before. But otherwise, the product is the same. You can see the same kinds of data operations here and there. And you are missing a couple of features in the left corner here. So for instance, we are missing the Microsoft 365 integration. We were hoping to have it by today. We didn't manage to make it, but it's coming very soon. So the things that you are missing here in the navigation will be filled very, very soon. We are working on them and they are coming definitely in the next couple of weeks or months. So don't worry. Our aim is to have both products at the same level of feature set So everything that's available here should be also available on the other product. And to run this cloud version, there is nothing easier than to just open your Safetica HUB. So let's try that. I will just go to Safetica HUB. You can see this is the production environment. We updated it this morning. And if you visit it right now in all your hubs, you should see this new button, which allows you to create a new Safetica ONE customer. It works very similarly to the process you had for Safetica Next. We have a slightly different form, but with the same information. So I can just easily create a new sample company, introduce my name here. Never mind, I will just introduce some, let's say I'm from Brno, Czechia, this way. And with filling in the form and hitting register, I'm already deploying the new environment that will be registered and ready in a few minutes. So really, if you are curious about how this new product works, how it works in the cloud, just visit your Safetica HUB, and in a few moments you can set it up yourself and start using it. And you can see if I open it, I can just wait for it in my, okay, it should be this one, in my tab, and it will be ready in a few moments. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's not do that right now. You can imagine the process. So these are the products, but to explain a couple of more things, let's go back to the presentation. If you have questions, feel free to type them in the questions bar in the GoToWebinar application, or visit the webinar in 2 weeks, where we will definitely answer all the questions that remain unanswered. So again, if you want to try it, go to Safetica HUB or use the URL to download the on-prem installer. And a couple of more things about the products. Since we are unifying the products, again, some things needed unification too. For instance, the pricing and licensing. Previously, we had a different offering for on-prem, which was Safetica Protection, Safetica Discovery, and Safetica Enterprise. And we had a different offering in cloud, which was Safetica Next, and that's it. But since we are unifying everything, we want to unify the offering too. So basically, the pricing structure continues to be the same. There is no difference. Both Safetica Next and Safetica ONE are user-based, so we are paying per user. And you can choose from monthly or yearly options. Monthly is applicable in cloud because that's where you can purchase a cloud service that you pay every month for. With on-prem, we want to stay on yearly options because based on feedback, that's what makes sense anyway. Second, the licensing is standardized for on-prem and the cloud version. So it doesn't matter whether you want to host on cloud or on your own server, you just choose the product. So it's the same product that you can purchase here and there. We have Safetica Essentials and Safetica Professional, and that's it. No need to differentiate between various types of products or various versions of the products. And if you are curious about Safetica Next customers will be transitioned to Safetica ONE automatically. We are not ready to do that today. I don't think we will be ready to do that in a few months, but still this year we would like to get all our Safetica Next customers to Safetica ONE so that everybody is using the same product already. And this should actually give our Next customers more feature set, more flexibility, but there are still a couple of things that we need to fill the product with before we do this. That's why we are not yet ready to transition them today. And existing subscriptions and licenses will remain in effect until their end of expiry. This means that if you have a customer who's already purchased 2 years of a license, sure, they can use the license for the next 2 years. Nothing is changing for them. If you have a Safetica Next customer who's paid their license until next January, they are, of course, using their license until next January. That's all fine. What will happen is actually that during renewals, there should be a discussion about going to the new pricing, the new licenses, but that's not something that happens immediately, but at the end of the contract that the customers have. Hopefully this slide didn't scare you. It just brought logical, expected things. And I hope that it simplified a couple of things, because previously the paralysis when choosing between Safetica ONE and Safetica Next was big. Right now, the only choice you need to make is whether you want to host it on cloud or on your own server. For the roadmap and things that you can expect in the next couple of weeks to months, today is January and we start early access. And you have the products in the state as I showed. It has unified data classification, it has data application and web records and management, it has reporting, and in the on-premises version you also have the integration with Microsoft 365 and you get alerts which are managed from the desktop console. Like that's the state you can start using the products immediately. And we are starting early access, which will last throughout January, February, March, and it ends in April. And by then, we would like to add even more feature set and scratch the differences between the products. So we will definitely be filling the cloud integration with Microsoft 365 in the cloud version that's coming very soon. We will be also adding new features, which will be added everywhere. And these are device policies, our historical device control from Safetica 10, we also want to revamp the endpoint management in the new console because we know of some problems. Thank you for the feedback because we know of the feedback and we want to address it. So we want to improve the experience there. We also know that exporting data is important to many of you. Therefore, we want to make it possible to export views that you are viewing in the product so that you can take them offline, work with them in either Excel, Power BI, or some other tool. And for on-premises customers, we know that Safetica 11 does not yet allow viewing database archives, and it can be a pain once you are on the new version and you want to view some historical data. So this is something that is already being worked on and we will be introducing soon. And in April, all of the things that we talk about today come into full effect. Some of the things become like necessary at that point. And by then, we want to also work on other things. Those are big things, and we hope to have them by April, but we will see how they pan out. And these are risk detection, similar to what we had in Safetica Next, because introducing risk and a system for prioritizing certain records all over other records helps to simplify the whole user experience. So we will want to do that simplification so that you easily identify things worth your attention and you don't pay so much attention to the rest. So that's one thing. And we also know that data at rest discovery is very much missing in Safetica 11 right now. So that's a big topic. We are already working on it, but it takes a long time. So we hope to have it by April. It's definitely in the works and it's coming soon. So if you are waiting for that, it's coming, and definitely we know about your concerns in this area. And we want to also introduce new alerts because there are no alerts in the new console yet, but we have a good idea how to make them easily and in a simple way, so you can expect some things in that area too. And after April, we basically enter a time where we have one product, we offer it to all new customers, and all the investment that we do is everywhere. So we will definitely work on more innovations, on adding new features, on improving the experience that we have at that point in time. And one specific thing for the cloud version is that we will also try to address regional data center hosting, because that's a big pain point in certain regions. We know of it. We would like to have resolved it already, but given all the work that we had to do to get to today was a lot. Therefore, we had to postpone this. But after we have the feature differences scratched out, we address the missing feature set. Regional data center hosting is something that we will pay a lot of attention to. So this is definitely coming, and we would like to make it available to multiple regions where this is a problem. And for the early access, I mentioned it several times already. So what is this early access? Early access is our program that's running now for a limited time. It runs from January till April, and it's a good opportunity for you to get familiar with the new product, to try it, to see it evolve because it's still being evolved, to give us feedback, and you can help us shape how it looks like in a couple of months. And it's also a good opportunity to show it to customers and maybe provide it to customers for the price of the current products that we have today. So for instance, it gives you an opportunity to sell a Safetica Next license, but give the user a Safetica ONE product. But again, don't be scared. If you have Safetica Next customers or you have opportunities who want Safetica Next, that's totally okay. We don't want you to stop selling Safetica Next. It's a full-featured product. It's stable. It works well. And even if a customer purchases Safetica Next on the last day that is possible, which should be like March 31st, they still will be updated to Safetica ONE in a few months. So it's not like they are losing the product, they will be just upgraded to a better product. If they don't like Safetica ONE so far, not a problem. Sure, they can start with Safetica Next and wait and be transitioned to Safetica ONE later this year. On the left, there is a lot of text that you can read. Maybe you have read it already, but for the early access program, we have a very nice knowledge base article prepared that you can find in our knowledge base, which brings me to the materials part. We actually prepared a lot of knowledge base articles for you to read through. They describe how the new product works, how early access works, how certain processes work. We also updated all the materials that needed updating to accommodate the new product, which is available both in cloud and on-prem. And we also have a lot of marketing material updates for the data sheet, comparison sheets where you compare Safetica 10 and Safetica ONE, Safetica Next and Safetica ONE. We have qualification sheets to help you decide which product to choose in certain situations. We have a product roadmap presentation update. And what we are still preparing, but it's almost ready, is the e-learning course that will be ready by the end of this month, where we will be taken through the whole product, and it will basically give you an opportunity to try the product on your own with some guidance that explains how the product works, how you should apply certain things, and so on and so on. Before the e-learning is live, we will have the technical webinar happening on the January 25th. So you are all invited there. It's great for our technical colleagues who are interested in the works of the product. But if you miss the webinar or you just want to play it by your own pace, the e-learning will be ready for you still this month. And this is it for the product and the related materials. And for some further updates related partner program, I give it over to Lubos.
Thank you, Jan. I would like to just summarize that from Anna, we received the market insight, from Jan, the product updates, roadmap, and a little bit about the early access program. And this naturally brought changes to our partner program. So to look at further drivers why we introduced changes to partner program, we can move to the next slide. And these key drivers for the change are coming specifically from product portfolio. Before I talk a little bit more about the details about why these changes are happening, I want to just highlight that these changes in partner program are more relevant for direct partners and not for the partners that work and are supported by our distributors. So what is the main driver, or what are the main drivers for the product portfolio? These are the facts that we are moving to cloud data protection, and also the solution is moving to the cloud itself, as you've been looking at the demo of Jan before. And more importantly, these product unification enhancements are bringing in more complex feature set and portfolio, and this brings us to the necessity of updating our program as well. When it comes to channel management, the most important of the aspects there are the increasing channel complexity. While Safetica is expanding in number of customers in different regions, these regions, territories, partners, and distributors are bringing in new ways of collaborating with Safetica, and these brought in changes also in our legal documentation and partner program itself. Second, and very important for us, is the technical capabilities of our partners, which we need to make sure that they are on very high standard, despite the fact that the product itself it's being simplified, but we expect that with the product unification, we'll have more capabilities to deliver the product new features faster. So keeping our partners or channel partners at speed with the product changes is very important. Next point is for our partners to be effective in developing new opportunities in the market. And the last part is the European Union laws and regulations that brought the changes that we need to introduce also into our partner program. So moving to the benefits, the sales benefits of partner program that have been updated. As you know, there are 4 tiers for the partner program: registered, silver, gold, and platinum. That depend on the number of users that are subscribed or that we have the licensing for entire year. And what has changed is that currently we provide a dedicated channel manager support and dedicated training from the gold level and platinum higher. What is very exciting news that we are bringing live the global deployment of deal registration policy that helps protecting our partners everywhere. And the details of these deal registration policy will be explained a little bit later. Next one is the partner agreement that also significantly changed together with the attached or amendments that are there. And in terms of the technical benefits of partner program that are in the next slide, there are significant changes in terms of the Safetica e-learning. While Safetica learning is for free, we are introducing the fact that after 2 tries for either the tier 1 or tier 2 engineers, there is the 3rd attempt is already paid. We also we are keeping for partner locator badges the information about our partners' technical capabilities on our website, and we provide a chance to our partners to implement Safetica and provide professional services, including health check and support, if in case they do have the appropriate certification. Lastly, for partners to get access to knowledge base and support center, they have to be of silver level or higher. And as I mentioned in the sales benefits, the technical support is also provided only to those partners that for the specific customer cases that have registered their deal in our partner portal. And again, the Safetica e-learning and partner knowledge base and support center are tightly related to changes in our distribution terms that apply universally for all our partners globally. And important to highlight is that the recertification, especially when we have changes in the product that were introduced right now, is also important to take a look at. There are changes as well. So let's have a quick look on deal registration policy that we are introducing. First of all, the requirements that are there for registering a new deal with a new customer or potential customer are a global standard, introducing, of course, the need to provide the customer company and contact, of course, also the product or services that are intended to be sold for us to validate that the partner has a full understanding what is being provided to the customer, together with use cases and also with the sales stage and expected close date. Second one is guidelines that we want to introduce is for any deal registration that is being registered or that is being placed in our partner portal. We expect that the partner, in this case, first of all, must be a distributor. In absence of the distributor, will be a reseller partner, will be able to manage it. And that means that it's not managed by Safetica after approval. The next thing is that renewal is by default placed to an original partner who closed successfully the deal and received the purchase order from the customer. And required number of users for deal registration is at least 200, but in certain territories, especially for Latin America or Czech and Slovakia, these numbers are different. So pay close attention to your respective channel managers to provide you details. Of course, we recommend all deals be registered in Safetica Partner Portal for your better protection across all sizes of the deals. Lastly, the deals expire after 3 months, and to prolong the deal registration, you can have the information updated, and this should be accepted by your respective channel sales manager. What is the most exciting are the benefits for the partners. Of course, with all your effort put in developing the case with the customer, the project, we tightly protect this deal or the information about this deal with the partner that registered that, and we would not accept the purchase order from the partners that came in very last. Also, there is an important thing that Safetica sales support and technical support is only available to that exclusive partner that deal registration has been approved. So with this, that is just a short introduction to the changes that should be very positive for our partners. I hope you are excited about it as well. And moving the word back to Anna.
Thank you, Luboš. So just some three key takeaways from this webinar. So if you already have access to Safetica HUB, you can immediately apply for early access and explore the updates firsthand, as what Jan shared with you earlier. If you don't have access, Jan also mentioned that we have a deep dive and a product training on the 25th of January. So when we send out our follow-up email tomorrow, please register. We will also be sending out an official email invitation early next week. So make sure you register for that product training webinar. And then thirdly, if you need more information on the new partner program, as Luboš shared on a high level, definitely your dedicated channel sales manager will get in touch with you. And of course, our lines are always open for questions, and if you have any clarifications that you need to be answered. And speaking of questions and clarifications, we can now move on to our Q&A. Let me just open the questions panel. Okay, so we have one question, and Jan, I hope you can answer this for the audience. So, are we going to have Safetica products for mobile phones?
Great question, tricky one. We get it often. Our current answer to mobile phones as a use case is the integration with cloud services. So if you consider how you work with a mobile phone and how you access sensitive data, they are likely stored in a cloud service. And we would like to cover those files through the cloud service. So it's very hard, and it's getting even harder to get into the mobile phone operating systems and do things there directly. That's why we discontinued Safetica Mobile, because we were getting more and more limited in the capabilities. But we would like to address the mobile use cases through the cloud services. So in case you are working with cloud data on your mobile phone, you are still accessing your email in Outlook, you are still accessing your Microsoft 365 files, and we will have visibility and we will have control over these through our cloud integration. We are only integrating Microsoft right now, but we are definitely ready to integrate more and more services. So this will be a discussion that we want to have openly with you. We want to prioritize based on the markets and customer needs. So hopefully we will get to even that one cloud service that you are thinking of right now.
Perfect. Thanks, Jan. And we have 1 minute, so I will quickly wrap up. So again, as always, or as common practice, we will share with you a follow-up email along with the slides or that we presented earlier, answers to all the questions that you've had. Of course, a webinar recording for you to look back and review. And if you have additional questions, again, our lines are always open. And a last reminder to register for the product training if you want to, take a deep dive into the product. If you have technical questions, of course, you're always welcome to attend this webinar. And with that, I thank you all for joining us in this first ever webinar for 2024. Some big announcements, some exciting things that are coming for all of us in 2024. And of course, we look forward to your continued support and partnership. Have a great one, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.